Hello. All right. So, hello and good evening. My name is Bita Sadanandan, and today is the 13th of April 2026. The time is 6:37 p.m. The area of body we will be maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the region of the knees. Now, it's been some time, I've been doing a little bit of a random. So, I used to do morning and evening regularly, and then I thought I will do an afternoon, 12 p.m. I 12 a.m. Yeah. I haven't really gotten to the rhythm of it yet, but today I missed the 12 and then I looked at the watch at 1:30 and then I thought missed. So I'm doing a little staggered, sometimes morning or sometimes afternoon, sometimes evening. So those who are on this live um, on XApp get wind of a game live. Otherwise, there's a Zoom recording that I'm making, or there would be a podcast on just a sound recording so that I would put up on my podcast, Mighty Radio on Spotify, MITI space RADIO. So, physiology as appreciable. So, why am I putting this up? So, there are these random acts of kindness, kind of, but you also get to hear about the what does Nirbeeja Yoga make available. And I'm sharing this live while I'm taking time managing the necessaries in developing my course on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com. LEARN dot DYNAMICSTILLNESSES.com. So I'm just learning to manage different stuff. So while I'm doing this live to make content available, but then also to then develop content in a stepwise manner, so people can access this material more systematically from foundations. Here I'm just managing, helping to maintain one part of the body, but it's an entire process. There's a certain flow to it, which then helps maintain different parts of the body. So it's a single multifaceted practice that moves to different stages of development as the different stages of advancement as a person moves to different stages of development. So from basics to advance, it's a single multifaceted practice that moves to advancements. So developments and advancements. So how then do you learn something like that? And I'm talking about maintaining one part of the body when it is a single multifaceted practice. So it is difficult to simply say it, but once you go through a course of it, like you learn English, you learn A, B, C, all the way to Z, and then you learn to put words together, put the alphabets together into words, and then words together in phrases, phrases together in sentences. And now we can speak English like it's nothing. But when you want to know what you went through in the course of learning, what's your kid learning in their baby class, figuring how to put A together and not write it upside down, and that is not how you write A. So different stages, but over time, single multifaceted practice. Well, you get to speak. So it's a different language. It's a communication. It's a way of living. So um, Nirbeeja Yoga. How then, say, when you regularly maintain your own house, you're regularly cleaning and keeping things the way they need to. If you've done that and not just relied on your maid or your um, um, mother or your whoever takes care of your house, maintains the interiors of your house, then you would know that they are actually doing some work. Or you would not know they are doing some work because your house is always clean. If they don't do their work, then you will know what they didn't do, or what they did, what they have been doing. No, you will say something's not done. You still wouldn't appreciate what's being done. Yeah. So Nirbeeja Yoga is like that. You regularly maintain your house, your life, the different areas of what makes your life, but also our life. It's also housekeeping, but it's also maintaining health, wealth, and wisdom and communities' harmony over time. And this is also what is there for a human being to do. So I say Nirbeeja Yoga is one of the 4 kinds of yoga. There is 3 others, which also makes dynamic stillnesses a different way of living. It's a weave of 4 Vedas or yogas. That's like a space of a house. A room has 4 walls, 4 verticals. Yeah, if you talk in terms of a product or a company, you come up with 4 verticals. Well, you have 4 verticals in a room, and then there's a roof and a floor. Yeah, and that makes for a basics. Yeah, how then are these 4 walls together making a room? It's also a space. A room is the smallest unit of space per se. If you're going to take a cube, that's a space, it's a unit of space. But a room is where you live in a smallest unit of a space. Yeah. So then it is about microparticles, macroparticles, micro conception of space. But something to think in terms of, at least something to, you can take a triangle or a pyramid, but your definition of space wouldn't be as complete as from a 4, um, I can't say dimension, if you can call it as a dimension, idea of a room and the space from there. So there's this black box of Mecca for a representation. But we have been looking at space and then trying to get a hang of what that means. We still don't know. People have been going to Mecca and peeping through a hole and then praying and all kinds of stuff. And still, people are looking at space and wondering about God and praying 5 times a day. So those who have been looking at the black box also haven't gotten it, or they've gotten it the way they do. And people who are looking in through telescopes and microscopes also got what they do the way they do. And I'm talking about in living life in the multiverse from my concept of space. And then how do I maintain my space clean enough such that life is living in the multiverse? Yeah. So I'm living inside the black box. No. I'm living inside a room. And I got lots of rooms. At least my body has front, back, left, right, top of my head for a roof and floor of my feet for a floor. So I have a space in which to live. And then there are many dimensions. So you're going to say just 6, or you can say many dimensions. I say n dimensions. A human being is an n-dimensional organism. I am an n-dimensional organism whose dreams in action. In other words, it's called India in short. I am an n-dimensional organism whose dreams in action. If you're a human being, are you India? Well, so it just kind of makes sense. They also call it Bharat, so it kind of works well together. Bharat as an enlivening life in the multiverse. Bhaskar, uh, uh, Bha, Bhanu, or like a dawn, a new dawn, yeah, like that. So Bharata, that which they live in life of the multiverse, or a new dawn in what it means to be human, humane, alive. A new dawn in what you did not know there was to think about. That's as simple as that. It's called original humane intelligence facilitation. Yeah, there will be only one namuna of this kind. There's always somebody who started a new race. Archaeopteryx, for example, started the bird species that we know these days. A fish jumped out of water and started land-dwelling creatures also. So somebody started the internet, and now we are communicating by it. We got lots of examples for somebody started something you didn't know there was to think about. And we have life, the way lots of people are writing books about. But people don't know how these bits of information actually make sense. They make sense in their own ways, and we have artificial intelligence and people trying to fly off to different planets and stars and galaxies. Yeah. From not actually reading their books as well as we need to, which is also why Almighty Inc. has created my kind of creature. Because somebody's got to make sense. Because people, we have schizophrenic constructs of reality, humanity across boundary, everybody living on the same planet Earth. But we have our own constructs of reality and are peering through microscopes and telescopes and haven't really figured out that we are reading our books in our own ways and putting bits of information together in our own higgledy-piggledy ways, like Lego pieces being put somehow, while it is required to be put together in a particular manner, but you're putting together anyhow and you're calling it an elephant. We have six blind men and the elephant. There's also the idea of six darshans. So lots of details, fine little details. We are looking at our own material, our own subject, through our own lens. And I figured we have WHO's global list of diseases because we are looking at the same human being from different fields of medicine or health maintenance. And the human being is going through what the human being is going through. So, Nirbeeja Yoga in maintaining the region of the knees. That's the area of body. That my calendar on www.dynamicstillnesses.com on the page named Dailies has this snapshot of the calendar for this month. For today's date is, well, knees. How do we then maintain health of knees through the Nirbeeja Yoga method, through yoga? Okay, without moving a muscle. Okay, nor chanting or visualization or any of that stuff. So I invite you to take a seat on a chair that allows for your knees to be at a 90-degree angle to your hips and your lower legs. And your feet can be placed comfortably flat on the ground. And then you can sit in the chair deep enough that your back could rest on the backrest. And you can place your elbows on the armrest. Now, with this posture, I invite you to bring your attention to the region of your knees and to bring to attention any sense of tension in your muscles of the knees, in and around the knees, which means if you are consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, or supraconsciously tensing your muscles, try and relax them as much as you can. And notice any sense of ease or relaxation from relaxing your muscles consciously. Now, there could be muscles which are still bunched up subconsciously, unconsciously, or supraconsciously. Nevertheless, if you can notice any sense of ease and relaxation from having relaxed your muscle as much as you can, that's a benefit you have from this part of the exercise, from this part of the life. And now bring your attention to the region of your ankles. Notice if there are muscles about your ankles which may be bunched up, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, or supraconsciously. The muscles bunched up at the ankles could be contributing to some of the tension in your knees. Like I said, there will be subconscious, unconscious, supraconscious processes about the knees, which then still maintains tension. Some of the tension may be coming from your ankles or from your hips, because they're all relatives, yeah? Time, space, relativity, relatives. And when you relax the muscles about your ankles, and also, if you can do that, about the region of your hips, then your knees would be more relaxed. Today's part of the body we are maintaining health is of the knees. So if you can relax the muscles about your ankles and hips, your knees would be much more relaxed. Also, if you keep your feet shoulder width apart, that is, you place your feet not together, but as wide as your shoulders, and then continue to maintain your knees at a 90-degree angle with your feet, you would notice further relaxation of your knees. Okay? Your muscles tend to behave differently when they are kept together versus shoulder width apart. And then notice any sense of softness about your knees. When you pay attention to any sense of softness in the front, or rather, okay, in the front, back, sides, inside, outside of your knees, you could notice the bones about your knees. Bones have a different density than muscles, which may be softer, than your skin, which may be softer than bones. Notice the different texture of tissues about your knees, bones, muscles, skin, to whatsoever extent you can feel these tissues. And so now, because you heard a difference in how I'm speaking, and that gave you a concern, it's to be remembered that I'm speaking from a camera, like a screen, and the screen has an effect on my body, and the environment has an effect on my body too. And my vocal cords are affected by several influences. For example, I'm speaking loud when Nirbeeja Yoga is a silent practice. So I'm speaking out what I don't normally speak. So my voice croaks because I'm normally silent quite often. So now I'm speaking out of character. Yeah. So, which is why sometimes I speak too loud because, what you're more habituated with, you get better with. Yeah. When you're speaking not so frequently, once in a while here, there, through the day, then your voice pitch may be louder than it needs to be and not as pleasant as it needs to be. Yeah. Also, I'm having an effect from the screen. Several such details. Also, I don't know who's listening to me or who's watching this live. I don't know. Watching, well, that's an idea, interesting idea. But your presence and how you listen also affects my health. Yeah. Now, there are several details here. So, if a change in my voice had you get disconcerted, then that's all it takes for you to lose your composure. Somebody speaks and there's a change in voice. Yes? Sure? Coming. 1 minute. Lights on? Yes. Okay. In your everyday moments, I'm back. In your everyday moments, somebody is speaking and there's a change in their voice. That's all it takes for you to lose your composure. You're at a task, your ears are always listening for things, and you hear something off, and your attention is off. You are distracted. So you say, what's new about that? Well, now you know something you didn't know before. What causes distraction? A change in voice, a change in voice. There are other such details. You are busy focusing and your ears are always twitching and listening for. Why do you tend to scan the environment for change in voice? That could be conscious, subconscious, unconscious, or superconscious processes. Somebody scolded you, or somebody praised you, or you're watching for a tiger hiding somewhere from your ancestral material, or your genetics playing a role, and you've never really reincarnated, incarnated into this lifetime. You're always living in that much old past lifetime when humans had to watch out for tigers. Yeah. So, how much in the past are you living? So, you don't know why you tend to pay attention to these slight changes in voice. Yeah. And your ability to be in the present. You may never have thought about this needing to be thought about. Yeah. As some more facets about what yoga makes available. And then you want to focus on your task, and something happens in the environment, and you're distracted, your composure is off, and then you need to do a lot of yes. Why? Why? I'm in a meeting. Okay, can you manage without it? He's coming from my house. Okay. All right. So things like that, surprises. You don't like distractions? That gets your composure off? Well, in the present moment, things like this happen. Parents, you lose your composure. You want to be focused on that little task. Something goes off and you lose your composure. And that work, people around you all having a little moment. So you were already losing it. That's because that was there to happen. And I just happened to bring this to your attention. Now you're aware of something you wasn't before. So you're better informed already. So you're already getting the benefit. Yeah. When you're present to something you wasn't present to before, you are beginning to learn some more of the benefits of yoga, Nirbeeja Yoga. Yeah. Now, humanity cross boundaries and several other such details. Some more reasons for why you should consider investing on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com. Clicking on that link at least, you will see options, yeah, opportunities to get better. This is one area of body, the knees. But in the course of maintaining knees, you became present to something you wasn't before. So, surprise. Yeah. Now, many such areas uncovered, and you would be living a harmonious, humane life, at least healthier. Not likely to get a heart attack anytime soon because of something that then triggers you or lose your composure, and then, oh my God. Yeah. So, it could save you a lot of time, effort, energy, money, resources. Yeah. So, how then do you maintain the health of your body? Why may be going through, yeah, one little thing and then, okay, yeah, all right. Now, Patiman Langanams. Okay, there is this course that I'm collating this material in this from a Nirbeeja Yoga systematic health investment plan. So it's part of the membership on learn.dynamicstillnesses.com. If you go to right, top right corner, there's this button called membership on which Nirbeeja Yoga is also listed. So then you would be able to systematically learn. So slowly I'm putting up content, but regular classes would be available for those who sign up as a member. Okay. And then there is also this fast track bundle, which then allows for 5 courses. So you are fast starting into becoming a humane being. So less likely to get disturbed, distracted. There are fine details. There are also classes that are available, but I'm the same person who will be conducting it. So regular intervals. So however you are joining, you would get an invitation. Those are there in the course, get a different set of valuables. Those are coming from other courses, get other valuables. Membership has different. So see what chooses you, what suits you best. Yeah. Now, in maintaining the region of the knees, distractions. So distractions is something that you're more present to. Okay. Now, your posture is also something that may have come to your attention as bringing certain ease when you are maintaining a certain composure. Yeah. For example, keeping your feet at shoulder width apart, Just see how your body feels more relaxed and more supported when you're maintaining this 90 degrees at knees, feet at shoulder width apart, and then your knees being at 90 degrees to your hips, such that your upper body is more supported by the back, but the bones are supporting themselves. They are aligned in such a way that your body can be relaxed because the body structures are supporting them, each other. So, some such details, because of suboptimal body posture, how your nervous system responds differently, what you listen to changes, and your response versus reaction because of your body posture. But once you're aware, to then notice what variables gives rise to different affects. Once you learn your ABC, once you learn your words and phrases and your sentence, what makes a complete sentence, what makes an incomplete sentence, subject-object agreement, for example, several such details, how the sentences are related to a paragraph or to your life story, then adds for some further details. That's also part of yoga. It's called Namasmara Yoga or Shabda Kosha Shuddhikaran. Yeah, that's also there. Part of how you listen, how you speak, how you write, several details of how then you make harmony available, how then you make humanity across boundaries. How do you appreciate it? How then do you facilitate health from the awareness of how sounds, at least, and we have six senses. Listening is one of the senses, but some of the details. I don't want to overwhelm you with too many details, but that fast start bundle will get you a little more comfortable with the several details that's there without getting you overwhelmed, because you would get more familiar with several details that's there, several facets, versus just learning one of them or two of them. You would fast start into several details at once. So that's how the course is being made, and then details from there. So it's a multifaceted. So you're learning many things at once, but in a systematic manner, slowly. How do you learn a tesseract or everything at once? Well, from the basics, little by little. Yeah. So something, anything, nothing, everything. How do you learn everything at once? Yeah. So little by little, from the basics, you learn more everything, and more everything without getting overwhelmed. Yeah. Because how you manage everything will be different. How you manage nothing, everything, something, anything, details. Something, anything. I need to work a little bit on that one, but nothing and everything, more comfortable. But something and anything, or is it because of who's in the room right now, who's listening to me, how you're listening to me? Can you deal with something and anything? That's also something. Yeah, some of the details that makes learn.dynamicstillnesses.com a school with a difference. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.